Hi guys, here's another video. I've got this Indesit condenser and tumble dryer which I've been looking at online. I put a bid in for £10, nobody else bid fortunately, and I managed to win it for £10. This is the original listing. Okay, so the items arrived. First thing I'm going to do is check the plug for damage, which I've done in my previous videos. I had to go and pick this up locally. And going to the front, there's a model number there, IDC8T3. And I've got another one, which is a IDC75, which you've probably seen on my previous videos. But going back to this dryer, you can see here, I've switched it on. Sounds good. Tidy and nice and clean all around, but then I noticed the drum was not turning when I opened the door. So, and you can see here, I'm supposed to be able to rotate this by hand, but it's completely stiff, will not move at all. So that's something I'm going to have to look into. More than likely it's the belt that's snapped, but let's have a look anyway. So first and foremost, I'm going to disconnect the plug from the mains. And then it's just a matter of first and foremost getting this back cover off. Sorry, the top lid off. 2 bolts at the back, 2 screws at the back. I'll speed this up to shorten the video, or fast forwards in certain stages. If you just bang the hood here, bang the top, it should move back and come away, like so. And straight away I can see a problem. There's supposed to be a belt here, but there isn't, so it's obviously snapped and fallen down into the bottom of the machine. You see the marks from where it was. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the side panels. Remove the side panel here. I'm going to set it on anyway because I'm going to give it a clean. So here you can see there's a remnant of the belt at the bottom there on top of the jockey wheel. So I'm just going to remove the broken belt here, or the snap belt, and it's stuck. It won't come out because it's wrapped around the back here, hence why the drum wasn't turning. The belt, it got stuck and jammed, but I'll pull the whole thing out here. You can see there. So fortunately I've had a spare one for years, and just show you here, the bottom one's the old one, snapped obviously, and you can see if I compare the model numbers, it's exactly the same make and manufacturer. So fortunate with that one. So that's what I'm going to fit. First and foremost, I've got to remove the front section of this machine from the tub. So it's I'll just speed this section up also as I'm dismantling it, just to make the video shorter. And here you can see I've managed to remove the front panel from the drum, from the tub. So it's just a matter of fitting the new belt around the drum. As you see here, just fit it all the way around, make sure it's flat. We'll do that first and foremost. And while I've got this panel off, I'll just dismantle it a little bit more because I can see a lot of dust inside. So, just going to get me Henry Hoover out and give it a quick vac. See this dust here where it goes down into the condenser housing and the fluff lint filter. You can see me just cleaning all the fluff out the bottom here, and bits of fluff around the seal for the front panel. Just backing that up, and that should do for now. So all I've got to do now is reassemble this front section. Just put it all back on, put all the screws back in. Bit tricky because the drums slots into this front section. Can be a little bit tricky, but there you go, I've got it done. Just 3 screws along the bottom and then bracket on the top, and then all I've got to do now is remove this cable tidy, because I'm going to fit the belt to the motor's drive pulley. So it's just a matter of unhooking these cables. Obviously make sure you've disconnected from the mains, disconnecting the cables from the cable tidy, and then I'll just get this knife under the blower housing and just pop that up. Just use a blunt knife under the blower housing, and that should just lift up out of the way, as you can see there. So now there's a fan blade. There's a little circlip on the center of it, which I'm trying to remove here. Just got a pair of long nose pliers in, and removing the retaining clip for the fan blade or impeller. Let's get that off, just show you that. That's it there. Just get a little close up. That's the clip I've undone. And now that that's off, it should be able to just pull the fan blade off. It should just pull towards me, like so. There you go. That's fan blade off. Now it's just a case of, like I said, make sure the belt is flat all the way around. And then all I've got to do now is just hook it around the motor shaft and around the splines. The motor's got little splines in the shaft. So as you can see here, just going to give you a little close up, I've got the belts around the shaft for the motor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the old belt. You can see here, I'm just hooking it around the new belt. I'm going to use this to assist in refitting the new belt over the jockey wheel. And it's just a matter of pulling it up like this, pulling it around the jockey wheel. Bit awkward and difficult. And there you can see, I've managed to get it on. You heard it snap in place. I'll just remove this old belt. And then it's just a matter of just making sure the belt's on the right grooves for the spline on the actual motor's drive shaft. You can see me just adjusting it there, and then I'm just going to rotate it a few times just to make sure it's seated correctly. And that seems okay. Yeah, that seems to be in the right position. Now it's just a matter of refitting this the fan blade. Just hooks back on. You heard it click there. It just hooks back onto the shaft, and then with me long nose pliers, I'll just refit this retaining clip for the fan blade. That just hooks back on like so. And that's on. So I'll just rotate it a couple of times, make sure nothing's rubbing and everything seems to be running fine. So that's okay. So it's just a matter of putting this blower housing back on. Just fits back on in reverse of previous. No screws, it just clips in. And you heard that snap there, so that's fitted. And now that that's done, it's just a case of refitting the cables back into the cable tidy. As you can see, I've done there, and that's fully fitted. So I'll just power it up, as you can see here, switched it on, just give it a test, see if it's running okay, which it is. Let me just get this camera around, give you a close up. You can see it's I've hooked the belt over the top of the jockey wheel this time. Previous videos I've done it under, and people have moaned about it, so I fitted it over the jockey wheel, as you can see here. Now that that's done, it's just a matter of reassembling the unit. I'll give the whole thing a clean out the filters, condenser and the fluff filter, lint filter. So I'm just reassembling the machine here. Just show you how clean I've managed to get it. And there you go, just switch it on, and it seems to be working fine. I put a load in just to test it, and it tested fine. That's just a pump at the back there. and that seems to be working fine. Another successful job. So with that, thanks for watching once again, and please subscribe.